Hello, welcome to my match with Aku. He loves periods. My third match of the season so far. Season's going okay. No complaints here. Let's hope keeps on keeping on. 5-2 is quite workable here. The compensation, I guess I'm gonna open Trading Post page, but you could open Exorcist page, Magpie page, T-Mug, maybe. Be fairly happy with that. There actually is some argument to just going straight for the Magpies as a pathfinding target. Though you probably can find something else that works reasonably well for that if you trash down. If you get markets or ironmongers or whatever. So it's not actually that clear that this should have been the Trading Post. It would be perfectly reasonable, I think, to take a 4 over the Trading Post. We'll see how it works out. Magpie probably looks the most appealing. It just has a lot of upside if you do happen to get the pathfinding stuff. Going. If you do get a lot of magpies. If I had drawn Trading Post, we'd be in a good spot there. Anyway, this is still alright. Alright. He does get the draw, which lets him trigger a shuffle, which is nice. He follows on a Trading Post. Can't remember. I'm gonna ask him. Actually, this is not. Gaining a silver wasn't too bad there, but since I had 4 already, it wouldn't have been awful to buy a market. He may be doing this so that he can afford a 4. he gets T-Mog. I'm not super convinced by the T-Mog. I almost think like an Exorcist is more appealing. I don't know here. Maybe I will take the market. Oh gosh. That's just the way it goes. Okay. How many cars did they gain? 2. 6 isn't especially appealing. You can get 8, but still be in good shape. Now that'll require some magpie hits, but they may hit 8 before me. So this is still really good for them. They don't have that many magpies, but it's still worth it. I mean, he doesn't have to pathfind the magpies either. He can pathfind something else that he thinks he could pathfind market. I do have a bit of an issue here with the he did choose market. I think that's, totally reasonable. I don't know. Here. It should be Ironmonger or Exorcist. Unfortunately, this is a bunch of not treasures. Though even more unfortunately, he's just going to have probably a pretty good turn here. And pick up a couple markets. So, but whatever. I guess he's considering not gaining gold and frogging the hero. I guess it's not totally clear also if you want a champion or not, or if you want a that you want a champion at all. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm also bottom decking. I gotta play this dude. Probably not super important to hit champion. This was unfortunate we didn't pull any of these coppers out. I maybe could have trashed there. I don't know. I don't know here if he'll gain the gold and buy 3 markets. Seems pretty okay to me. You could province some. You could go like province double market, or I mean, you could just double province. Okay, I mean, I have to green now because otherwise he can estate pile out next turn. That was useful. Maybe could have frogged an additional magpie. Okay, this is not very good. He's gonna have like, he had 20. He's gonna have 24 or 26. I mean, actually, if I don't, actually, just doesn't. He has 9 buys. He can buy. He just wins. There's literally, I cannot score enough. If I had gotten double, even if I had gotten double, it wasn't enough. Which I couldn't get. Well, I could have gotten double depending on the Ironmonger. Yeah, he's got 9 buys, so he can empty. He can score 14. I just can't compete with that. Unfortunately. If he sees it, I mean, he's gonna see it, but I mean, he could dud, but it's very unlikely. He's got eight labs. I mean, it must be guaranteed at this point. I guess you always wait and see if they see it, but yeah, that was rough. I mean, the warrior hit mattered a little bit just because it would have been nicer to get the hero plays going sooner, but part of it is just when you hit 8. I don't know if I did something really stupid at some point. I did pass on market at least once, I think, to take Magpie. Maybe that was a big problem. But maybe it's just the way the pathfinding came up. I don't know. This is this sort of an annoying board, I guess. I don't think you keep the estates around, to be honest. I don't think it's very easy to get built up the way you'd like. Maybe you do. I don't know. Sometimes it works out, even though it feels not so good. I'm leaning more towards trash down and draw to X kind of stuff, but Ray's obviously not the quickest trasher in the world. You can probably, I mean, you can probably mix and match it a little bit. You must have had rays in that hand. He hits 5, which is very nice. I may have trouble hitting 5 again. This shuffle isn't huge. This is pretty bad though. This is a really bad sequence, actually. I don't. This was an incredibly good turn for him. I don't even know. Actually, I maybe wanted to. The silver is what I am regretting. Or I could have skipped Old Witch, I guess, was another option. I could have bought Honey Lodge with my 5. I mean, that would have made way more sense with the Conspirator. For sure. Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense. To be honest. So that was pretty stupid of me. Now I basically have to activate the Conspirator to hit 5. Which, okay, this was a good turn for it. Still, I think I'm going to fall just too far behind here. Bad on me. It might have made sense to do a this is so scary. What are the odds? They're like not bad, but it wouldn't have worked that draw. How much is in here? I guess we gotta play it. We needed, the only way to get back in was like to immediately draw Honey Lodge. And even then, I don't think would have gotten us there. I think his silver makes a whole lot more sense than my Conspirator does. I think Conspirator could work, but I do need to probably skip Old Witch. And that maybe doesn't make a lot of sense to do. Oh well. This is rough. Just rebuy the race. Yeah, if there was a hunting lodge in my last hand, then there was maybe some chance, but not this way. You can go like hunting lodge conspirator. And this won't even work if we don't find. Yeah, so. It probably made 0 sense. I thought the shuffle was much smaller. I was just not thinking. Well, I mean, it would have been similar if we had found the old witch, but get out of here. So, game 2 goes to him. So there's no 4s, so improve is sort of a weird opening. I guess he just straight up to do it. It's sort of looking silver. Obviously you can do Highway Wharf. Academy should give you the necessary actions to do that. And there are a couple little piles of cantrips if you need to buy things just for village effects. And I guess you can scepter wharves as well. You draw my wharf at the top of this shuffle, which is really nice. Okay, had a pretty similar hand, it looks like. You're gonna buy the wharf before the academy to get it into this shuffle, but then you can buy an academy this next turn. 7. I mean, you can buy and expand though. Great. So they go for the expand over the. Their wharf did not miss, but so goes. So it goes. The expand's obviously great to have in deck. But like so's other stuff. mostly wharves. I mean, the expand is really good to have in deck. Don't know if you go highway there or not. 9 is not the most appealing thing of all time. I don't like those highways that much. Don't know here if you go for sages or caravan guards. The sages can be problematic depending on when you draw them. I wonder if I start buying the estates. It's kind of funny. Probably not. This is trouble. You can gain and play highway. I don't know how. Well, he bought the expand, and he also didn't bottom deck the wharf. That was probably the bigger thing. He didn't bottom deck his wharf on that one reshuffle. So obviously the expand is nice to have too. I couldn't have gone. And what did I even get? I just got a caravan guard, didn't I? Yeah, so I went Academy Caravan Guard, and he went Expand Academy, which is, you know, plain Wharf, which is way nicer. I guess he's just counting my gains, but I don't think he has to worry about that a huge amount. Scepter looks really nice. I wonder if you actually do expand there instead of wharf. I don't know. Maybe you do this. Shouldn't really matter. I don't even have 6 buys, so he can even take. Well, I guess I do have 6 buys, so he can't take this, but on his turn he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gains. So, and enough highways to actually do provinces. So it's just over again. I don't have any counterplay. The improves seem like pretty greedy. You don't need them. I mean, you don't need them to win. I guess you need them to pile out on the next turn, but you don't need them to win. So they seem pretty weird to me. I don't even find another wharf. This bottom is like 2 wars. I don't know. Obviously the this just doesn't matter. He'll just pile out. I mean, if he draws, he'll win regardless. I don't know what my winning, actually, that's worth thinking about. If I need him to dud, or like what degree of dud do I need from him? But he's starting off with 5 buys already, so that's not terribly dud-like. I mean, what? The province obviously did nothing for me. Doesn't get me closer to a pile out myself. What am I doing? These are just random. Yeah, I had 2 more. Yeah, this was a pretty bad draw for me as well. It didn't matter. It was just game over. Regardless. There wasn't an out for me there. So the question is like, should I have gotten expand though? Then my turn still would have been expand caravan guard, you know, and I wouldn't have had any villagers going into trying to play like Warfan expand. I wouldn't have had academy like he did. Like he got expand academy. If I had gone expand, I would have had expand caravan guard, probably caravan guard, which wouldn't have, or sage probably actually, but that wouldn't have. Maybe the caravan guard should have been sages. Maybe that would have given me a little tempo. There were some turns where I left dwarves still in the bottom. Anyway, this is one of those awkward things. You got city quarter, and then you have 2 nice payload cards that don't actually like city quarter very much at all. British Troll and Haggler. There's another village you could muck with. I guess Haggler just not really that appealing here. You can do camel train city quarter stuff. I haven't bought a Noble Brigand in years. I'm loving it. And it did better than you could ever imagine. If you store up enough power in your Noble Brigands by giving them rest, when they get the chance, they're not gonna like pass it up. You know, they're gonna be all about it. His Noble Brigand, he probably buys it all the time, so they're like tired. You know, they're like exhausted Noble Brigands. They just saw a couple of states and went for it, even though, you know, it's not very good. I don't know why they would do that. Probably should think more about what they're doing. So this is either a trade route or just another native village. He gets a haggler, interesting. Wasn't quite what I wanted there. This was a pretty bad draw. But you know, these things happen. When did I? Now the haggler is like so bad. You gonna get a gold? I've not hit great village terminal distribution so far, but that's life. He does have a lot more set aside than me, which is good for Aku. I don't know, is this a super enough turn? Maybe. I don't know, it's pretty not that super. There's so many points on this board if you're not piling out. Kind of surprised I didn't get a camel train. That was a good hand for them. This is pretty rough for me. Probably need to do this. Can get kind of close to piling out. I shouldn't have played that city quarter though. I think I could have saved it a little bit. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I can chain some gains if I do camel trains, but I cannot white pile here. I can get very, very close. The only thing that maybe would help is a haggler. Or multiple hagglers actually would be what would be required. I mean, I needed to either do some native village. Pardon me, do some native village stuff. There may very well be a pile out here. It's not trivial to discover. I can get up to bridge troll with like I could turn the trade route into a bridge troll. That would get me closer, but I have to use some draw. And then I wouldn't be able to change. Like I can get 5, 3, a few camel trains. have $9. This is a puzzler. And maybe from the start of the turn. Maybe from the start of the turn. So what if I go trade route to Noble Brigand? Noble Brigand to... I'm not sure I can draw all that. Is the issue. And then we would need to get... We have 9, we'd have $8. Nothing would be cheap enough. We'd be like $1 short, I believe, even if we could draw that. We'd exile 3 of those. We could pay off debt. Oh no, we don't have anywhere near the money. Okay, so that's not really it. Though it's probably still worth it to get the bridge troll. I would guess. Do we want to buy the bridge troll? We can also chain. We can chain either camel trains or trade routes down. How many? Actually, if I I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terminals. We have 6. Can we go 1 for free? We go to 2 trade routes. You just need enough to buy a Triumph at the end. So we can trade 2 native villages for trade routes. Oh no, but the native villages, you have to empty that pile or it doesn't help you within the... I don't think it's in the cards. We could still get one. I mean, we don't want to go too far on the piles. We'd rather not allow him to get a pile out. We could also just do, you know, like a super massive Triumph. Would have been nice probably to play the bridge trolls, but or to get one. See if he lets me do this. I probably should have tried to figure out how to get the bridge troll, which was likely possible. Well, what? How many villages do I have? I have... This is the worst. So sad. We're gonna have another. Yeah, he'd probably just winning. Maybe not this turn, but the next. There's probably a win for my turn. I'd have to go back and check it. But I think I needed to look for it a little bit earlier. Well, that wasn't that good of a turn. I'm so mad about not having a village with the tragic hero. Of course, I still had tons of treasure, so it wasn't like... Yeah. Whatever. It's not like helpful for me to play this trade route. Like I'm either gonna have a turn. Oh my. Like I'm either gonna have a turn or I'm not. All right, this turn I should be able to win. Pretty easily. Oh, pretty extremely easily, I think. Did I miss one of the wins? I can't. No, I wrote it down. Okay. Fortunately, I think his deck just didn't have much going on. So we were able to... We both basically just had terrible turns for a long time. I don't know if he was going to have a good one, but... I'll take it. The Noble Brigands was pretty fun. Obviously, I was quite lucky to flip 2 silvers. This is pretty nasty. Not really sure what the quickest way to get the cultist stuff going is, but it maybe should be like gear lackeys or something. I don't know. I could be, I'm gonna do scrap lackeys, but I could be convinced that the play was gear silver or something like that. I think it would be hard. I think it will be hard for whoever gets beat up by the cultists, just long term. I mean, there's not like that great of a deck to build, but like maybe you can just do gear money and I don't know. Not against that many. Oh wow, Ruined Market. Incredible. It was definitely a bit sad that he got to play as cultist first. But whatever. The gear's, doing gear stuff, so it's unfortunate. I don't know why he took. I mean, assuming he's got cultists or lackeys in hand, but which if he gets double runes before I shuffle, I'm gonna be very sad. But you know how it is. When am I not? I mean, I assume you just use the villager if he drew a cultist. I mean, I don't think there's any reason not to. Well, I mean, the reason I guess is not to spin a villager, but I think you put it in my shuffle. I think you put the rune in my shuffle, but potentially 2 runes. So if you're just thinking about your buy, I guess then that's fine too. That hurts so much. I don't know how. I mean, I know the gear is doing some of that. But it's brutal. There's no way around it. It's just brutal. I didn't even have like that bad of draws, but this is already over. I'm going to get those last 2 for sure as we play on. Oh, I can buy Enclave. Now, if I get a platinum here, then I would feel a little differently. I think it went 6-4. I don't know that there was a draw where I could get it, but if I had gotten a platinum there, just sort of randomly, that I could have worked with, I think, as far as still having a shot. Just because I think buying platinums into buying colonies is just going to be so strong here. Kind of in general. I don't think you're really going to get a super controlled thing going. Now, if you have enough destriers, it's possible, but I guess to that, with that in mind, it maybe a gold was superior there. Or I could have enclaved, actually, would have been possibly quite reasonable. Well, didn't do it, so. Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot what Enclave did. But now that I think about it more, that looks probably a little better than a Destrier for my deck. But that's the way it goes. This looks like a little too fancy to me. But maybe not. I mean, if you pair your scrap and your cultist off your opening hand, then it looks pretty appealing. I'm kind of surprised at not taking silver to try and get the Destriers down to 4. I mean, I guess you'd not double. I mean, there's some odds of being able to double Destrier if you do that. In fact, you would have been able to. So I don't quite get that. I mean, I guess you're have to choose one of these other things not to do, so it's not 100% clear how to do it, but well, I mean, I still have more than one cultist. Yeah, this is pretty awful. Pretty awful. Now imagine if I had a gold and I guess you can only scrap Destriers themselves, which is okay. Pretty bad deck. For me. Again, he didn't try to get them to fly. Maybe he just doesn't want a double Destrier. That's, you know, reasonable as well. So now you can go like force whatever. I wonder if he's gonna undo one of those and do double Destrier instead. No. Okay. Look at these hands. They're really good hands. The hands, they are really good. I think I bottom decked my Destrier. Okay. I think I have some things that are like playable. Anyway, these have been lopsided. Not in a particularly joy-sparking manner. But by which I mean I'm losing them. So they're probably making Aku happy, which is, whoops, worthwhile as well. All right, last game. Gonna be rough if we lose it, but you know, you just pretty explosive kind of thing. I'm gonna open Silver Baron. I think it would be fine to open Silver. This is not good. I mean, the reshuffle was fine. This is not good. I wonder if he'll take something beside the recruiter. Because I'm pretty likely to not have an estate with the recruiter. Or it could be even worse, but this hand sucks, basically. We need to get a Soothsayer or a Tragic Hero. We need some way of fueling the I'm just missing. So his Baron missed the shuffle. Wasn't that big of a deal, maybe. He gets hunting grounds now. That seems fine since he knows he's gonna play recruiter. Okay. I do have 10, so probably just another hunting grounds. I mean, I could go like I think I'd take the draw. This isn't totally clear to me. It may have made more sense to take the buy, but so I'm pretty much just like a, I don't know, like in a one play ahead of, so this states can run. Okay. Yeah, there are some issues here. For sure. It depends on how lucky I'm feeling, mostly. 9 is not that good, though it's workable. I don't really feel the need for the second or for the third recruiter at the moment. The piles are gonna run pretty quick. he stops. Okay, this is very good. That's very, very good for me. Do we want to probably squirrel one of the barons? This is a little bit scary. Is it okay to green? Probably sort of okay to green. All right, well, we made it out. 4-2 is not good, but it is, you know, not as bad as it could have been. Some of those were pretty rough, but I definitely messed up in like openings and some stuff that made like long-term impacts. So particularly that conspirator opening, I think, was just pretty awful. Or as I said, if I want to do that, I have to kind of commit to doing the cycling deck right away, which probably means no old wedge. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will catch you later.